Powerful and flexible grasping, right? So, because like the more complicated your hand, the more complicated your hand, the more versatile it is, the heavier it is too.
Right.
And then you have payload issues. So
Yeah,
that's
so
one.
it's the trade-off of like dexterity and
that's right.
specific power.
That's right. Second is motion planning, which is the problem of figuring out. Well, this is an example here. Like if this hand wants to go from here to here, then it has to have a trajectory that doesn't hit the obstacles that are conveniently placed in the way. And George has a chip, so he's solving that. Right. And then the third thing is perception, which is that you got to know where stuff is to do any of this in the first place. And that's what we solved with our light field technology, which just got accepted at RSS. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You didn't know?
No, you didn't.
Oh, I just happened.
Okay.
I don't know. It's 20 minutes ago. It got in. Yeah, it got in. So now we're gonna write. What?
10 minutes ago?
20 minutes ago?
Wait, so
An hour ago?
While we were here.
Like
No, I don't know. At the end of my last meeting, when I checked my email.
Yeah.
So then we have a new way to do perception that basically says we can perceive as accurately as we can move our camera around. So what we want to do is put heavy camera arrays on manipulators and move them around, and
Like
we want to know
on
where
the
the
hand?
camera. Yeah. Well, yeah. So like this robot arm has a camera in a hand.
You've got a much better camera now.
Well, if you can move your camera, you can create a much better camera without actually creating a much better camera.
Right, so you can use a low-cost camera module like
That's
from
right.
an iPhone.
That's right.
Silly. And then
That's right.
by being able to
By
like look
being
around,
moved, that's right. You can
then
have
get
a
a
much
higher
better
quality.
to the degree
An
that you
iPhone
can,
camera is
to the
amazing.
degree that you can move and know where you are. So this robot knows where it is to within a couple millimeters, and that translates into blurry images. But they're just about as blurry as we can move. So.
Oh, literally on the
Oh,
arm.
so you just actually just
So the camera.
it looks around.
right here.
It just looks
Yeah,
around. It's
yeah.
like,
It's like hand-eye coordination, really, in a strongest sense. But so you gather all the way. You gather. Stop thinking about yourself as gathering images. You start thinking of yourself. Because if you know where the camera is and you calibrated your camera, then each pixel really represents a ray through space. So now you're gathering rays over an area.
It's like this ray, that ray,
Huh.
this ray. Okay,
Yeah.
we're all good.
Oh, I
Like
see.
bundles of rays, though,
That's
per
amazing.
image.
Right.
Then you can simulate a camera, basically. So you choose an aperture in space, right? The aperture of the camera. And you give it a position and orientation. Right.
And then the software will map the camera in digital space.
Sure. So it's a little bit like that, except for us, we know the pose. We don't have to re-estimate it. We can
Right.
make
Oh, I
our
see.
stuff sharper by re-estimating the pose.
And
But
just
right
fast.
Now, we like, okay, that's where it is.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so then, the camera gets raised through an aperture, but then because it's an aperture of a non-zero size, you have to use a lens to make it come into focus.
Right.
And so we have to simulate the lens.
Wow.
We choose a focal plane.
Wow. So the software has to understand the blurriness, the bokeh.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Right. So the
Yeah.
bokeh is exactly the shape that you move your hand in. So you can choose, so the shape of your aperture gives you your bokeh.
Oh, I see.
And so you're choosing the aperture. You can designate the shape and size of your aperture in space. And so you can see that effect. Like, because we use a square scan pattern. So when things go in and out of focus, it's a square bokeh.
Oh.
You can use a circular scan pattern. You can do concentric rings, all this
So you can almost tell what kind of a camera if you like give it the library of lenses.
Right. Well, you could fake cameras by collecting dense patterns, and then subset.
Oh shit! This is the Litro. This is
exact. So it's refocusing. So it's simulating a Litro basically.
Oh.
The Litro. It's like each one of those micro lenses gives
right.
you a view.
Yeah, and it's like really expensive. This one just moves its arm
So we
around.
can do the refocusing, and now we can do depth inference. We can do 3D reconstruction because if you think of yourself, you can see when things are in focus. You know how far away they are.
Oh my god.
We can estimate how in focus
my
they are.
gosh.
And we can make 3D reconstruction.
Super Troopers. Enhance, enhance. So like,
we can move the camera and parallax happens, so you can see around things.
or like paint.
Blade Runner.
Yeah, like Blade Runner, like paint. Like it's like now study that, and the camera would like shake its arm, and it could like paint like a 4K resolution image if you gave it enough time.
Yeah.
Like sampling and a rendering engine.
That's exactly. So we can get almost like we can get down to the resolution of the camera, and if we do like fix up stuff, I believe it can go a little bit lower. I got a video of it going through a room. You can see through things because when you focus, behind, 5 feet behind something,
Yeah.
then that thing is out of focus. So you
Wow.
can see what's behind it. You can see through objects that are the size of your aperture.
Oh my gosh.
So if you collect images over this size, you can see through my head.
Oh my god.
It's weird.
That is so crazy.
Well, you get it. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, I do photography. I look at light a lot. Maybe like the subject matter of light.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
So we're excited because you can do these tricky things like specular reflections.
Yeah.
So we can reason about specular reflections because reflections on a convex surface are actually optical images that are formed behind the true surface. So if you do this 3D reconstruction, you can say, what's the color that I see right now?
I see it.
Yeah.
And you can say to yourself, what if I'm seeing a reflection? Then I would try to have my eye focus closer to me. I would try to see a different color than the first color I saw when I did that focus sweep. And by doing that, you can literally tell the virtual eye to look closer to itself and see this different color. It's weird.
Wow.
Anyway,
Dang. Yes. Yeah. That's. Yeah. There's a lot of untapped stuff there.
So the
Yeah.
cylinder
That's
is the
crazy.
hose that it's on.
Very cool.
There's also an animation on our website. We found it for our business to be sustainable. We have to integrate costs. So,
Yeah.
so these are the cylinders. There's one underneath on the other side, so that's going to charge the tank. And the rod that goes into the cylinder is being driven by this carriage piece, which
Yeah, and there's not a lot of air compressors that can operate in that 120-pound PSI area on batteries.
So the way the carriage drives the rod, like
Yeah.
how it does that, the mechanism
Yeah.
that converts the electrons into the push and pull motion is a belt around a screw. So we call it belt screw drive. It's a,
Oh yeah.
see that? Oh, the battery.
Why does it say bacon robotic here?
So other air compressors right now are called hot dogs and pancakes,
I see.
and bacon's better. Hertzian contact, no sliding,
Yeah.
no lube, no maintenance.
Yeah.
We think
Dry.
it's important,
Yeah. Dry and high efficiency. Yeah.
so we're going to put it into forklifts.
Oh, that's why you saw forklifts.
Yeah.
That's why I was particularly obsessing on the forklifts.
That's awesome. Yeah,
we're
sure.
working with US-based manufacturers
Gotcha.
to retrofit and then eventually make stock
Right.
all electric forklifts, no hydraulics.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
in
Oh,
our
that's
newer
amazing.
version of this, we're getting PSI. We're
Yeah.
getting performance on par with hydraulic cylinders.
Wow.
And it's direct in place, right? Like delete the plant.
Yeah. No hoses.
Yeah. No pump.
No diesel
no
engine.
cylinder.
Yeah.
Like no just
Yeah.
delete the whole hydraulic system.
Yeah.
Run a wire from the
That
battery.
is amazing.
Maximum performance, like
Really
no
terrible
margin.
way they
Yeah.
operate.
Yeah.
We want
Terrible.
those computer chips that will last in space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Gold circuits and all that.
The purpose of this, and if you guys have imaginations like we do, which I assume you guys do because you're here, is we want to put this on the back. First, we want to shrink it a little bit. There's a lot of dead space in there that we've gotten rid of since then, and we can get it down to about like that.
Yeah.
All of this can basically shrink down to that.
Yeah.
And we
Large
want to put
pencil
it
box.
in like a backpack with a bunch of batteries
Yep.
and a controller, and then we want to route those hoses to orthotic, almost like
But it's the cool thing with the mechanism is that you're not, it's agnostic. You can, if you want to play with pneumatics and do pneumatic linkages, you could do that. Or if you want to do direct drive with Bowden cables or like just push pull rods like ancient steam engine style, you could totally do that. It's a thing that just creates force.
Right.
Yeah.
So we want to make pumps and like linear generators and like all sorts of things.
Cool.
But we're focused on air compressors for now,
That's awesome.
and then forklifts and now we're kind of like we're trying to like introduce ourselves to everybody just to be
Yeah.
like, hey, like what would you want?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, what are your function requirements? Like,
Yeah.
it's
It's like shopping around.
like, can we put you on the roadmap? There are 4 of us.
So imagine as if you're grabbing the robot's wrist in reality.
Well, do the brother.
So walk into the person.
exactly. So there are now 2 cups.
Cool.
And then.
I got it.
Wow.
Well, what I suggest you do is try the VR. You've done this
Yeah.
really done.
Oh, move up, move up.
Oh, you're down? Okay,
Yeah.
good. And then,
Sorry. There it goes.
This is amazing.
Okay.
And also be the robot. So like
Yeah,
turn
you're in
so
a
your
third person.
body.
Guys, I have to show up at this talk on time.
Oh.
because, like,
Okay, sorry, we gotta go.
you're
This
the
is amazing.
guy
I get the
and-
gist.
We should all come
We
as
should all
well.
go as well, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you can stay as long as you want.
I'm gonna
and
come with
can
you
come to the
just
top.
to.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can always bail here.
Yeah.